Hello and welcome to KLM Institute.
If you've ever heard someone ask, which came first, the egg or the hen, you probably smiled and wondered the same thing. It's a question that has sparked debates among philosophers, scientists, and curious minds for centuries. But today, we're diving deep into this mystery and using science to get to the bottom of it. Get ready to uncover the truth behind this age-old riddle, and by the end of this video, you'll have all the facts to confidently answer, the egg came first. The egg or the hen, the mystery unfolded. Let's break down this puzzle step by step, using science to guide us through. It's not as simple as just saying, well, the egg came first, and moving on. There's a lot more to this story than meets the eye. 1. Eggs existed long before chickens. To understand this, we need to travel back millions of years in time. Long before chickens ever existed, there were creatures laying eggs. It's important to know that the egg, as a reproductive method, has been around for a very long time. The very first animals to lay eggs were fish, and they did this over 500 million years ago. That's right, eggs existed long before birds even came onto the scene. Fast forward through millions of years of evolution, and we can see that many other animals, like amphibians, reptiles, and eventually dinosaurs, were all laying eggs long before the chicken ever came into existence. Eggs were a way of reproducing, and this method was passed down through generations of species. Birds didn't invent eggs, they inherited them. This means that eggs definitely came first. 2. The evolution of the chicken. Okay, so we've established that eggs came before chickens, but what about the chicken itself? Let's look at how the modern chicken evolved. About 10,000 years ago, a bird species known as the red jungle fowl roamed the forests of Southeast Asia. This bird, with its distinctive colorful feathers and spurs, is considered the ancestor of the modern chicken. Through a process called evolution, this red jungle fowl gradually evolved into the chickens we know today. But here's the catch: the first true chicken wasn't born from another chicken. It was born from an egg. But how could that be? Well, it turns out the first chicken egg came from a bird that was almost a chicken, but not quite. Imagine a bird very similar to a chicken. Its feathers, behavior, and size might be almost identical to a modern hen, but its genetic code had one slight difference. This almost chicken laid an egg, and inside that egg was a genetic mutation that resulted in the first true chicken. So, the very first true chicken was born from an egg, but the egg that contained this chicken came from a bird that wasn't quite a chicken. This genetic mutation, passed down through many generations, was what ultimately created the modern chicken. 3. Genetics. The key to the egg and hen mystery. The real answer lies in genetics. When we talk about the first true chicken, we are referring to the first animal that carried the genetic blueprint we recognize today as chicken. This blueprint was not magically created in a fully formed chicken, it was passed down from an egg, and it was through slight mutations in the genetic code that the chicken as we know it came into existence. Let's break this down even further. The egg that produced the first true chicken came from an almost chicken bird, but it contained a small genetic mutation that made the baby inside a true chicken. This means that the egg laid by an almost chicken is the one that hatched into the first real chicken. And this is why scientists say the egg came first. 4. The role of evolution and natural selection. How did these mutations happen? It all comes down to natural selection. Over many generations, small genetic changes in birds slowly accumulated. Some of these changes gave certain birds advantages in survival, whether it was better feathers for warmth, sharper beaks for food, or more robust immune systems. These small changes gradually led to the bird we now call the chicken. It's a long process, but it's the reason why we have such a distinct species today. The first true chicken was the result of many, many generations of evolutionary change. And that change began with a genetic mutation inside an egg, laid by an ancestor bird. 5. Examples from nature. Eggs are older than chickens. Let's look at a few more examples from nature to solidify our understanding of eggs. Dinosaurs and their eggs. The first dinosaurs laid eggs around 200 million years ago, and their eggs had a similar structure to modern-day bird eggs. These eggs helped dinosaurs reproduce and are still some of the oldest and most fascinating fossils we have today. In fact, dinosaur eggs have been found around the world, proving that egg-laying creatures existed long before chickens ever roamed the earth. Reptiles and fish. Fish, reptiles, and amphibians have also been laying eggs for hundreds of millions of years, far before birds appeared. In fact, many of these animals are still laying eggs today, showing how the reproductive method of laying eggs has been around for a very long time. Other birds. Let's not forget that there are many birds out there besides chickens that lay eggs, like ducks, eagles, and ostriches. These birds, which are genetically different from chickens, have also been laying eggs for millennia. And, of course, their eggs came long before the first true chicken egg. 6. So, what does this mean for us? So now that we've pieced it all together, what's the final answer? The egg came first, not the chicken. Eggs were already being laid by fish and other animals long before chickens evolved. Over millions of years, genetic mutations in the eggs of ancestors like the red jungle fowl eventually led to the creation of the modern chicken. But the real, aha moment, is understanding that it was genetic mutations in the egg that created the first true chicken. The egg, in a sense, was a vessel for evolution to occur. Through small, gradual changes, the egg that hatched into the first chicken was laid by a bird that wasn't quite a chicken. 7. Key takeaways. Eggs have been around for hundreds of millions of years, long before chickens evolved. The first true chicken came from an egg laid by an almost chicken bird. This egg contained the genetic mutations that created the modern chicken. Natural selection and small genetic changes in the egg led to the birth of the first chicken. Other animals like dinosaurs, reptiles, and fish laid eggs long before chickens came into existence. The egg came first. The mystery is solved. Science tells us that the egg came first, millions of years before the chicken. Evolution and genetic mutations are the key to understanding how this happened. So, next time you hear someone ask, which came first, the egg or the hen? You'll be able to confidently answer, the egg. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more fun and fascinating scientific content, and leave a comment below telling us what other questions you'd like us to answer. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.